sorry this video is going to be posted late. They're trying some new stuff with my sinuses, and I don't know why, but my reaction to medicine tends to be, oh, I'm gonna sleep for 15 hours, cool. No matter what it is, like that's just how my body wants to respond to it. It's like, I'm gonna figure this out and I'll decide if I like it or not, but we're just gonna Cinderella, jeez, I'm getting my Disney references wrong. We're gonna Sleeping Beauty our way through it, which is fine. But I did want to get this out today, so today this is our Sim Sculpting Sunday sim, and it is Anne Shirley. I am the biggest Anne of Green Gables nerd. It was probably the first series that I really remember reading that I was just like so invested in finding all of the books, and like my library didn't have one of the ones in the middle. I think it was Rainbow Valley that it didn't have, and I was really frustrated. Basically somebody checked it out and just never gave it back, and our library never replaced it. And I was incredibly frustrated with that, to the point where my antisocial butt actually went and was like, I want you guys to request it from another library, do like an interlibrary loan kind of thing, which was terrifying for me, but that's how much I wanted to read the book. And yeah, I just really wanted to do her justice. I actually really heavily, almost entirely based this on the actress that plays her in Anne with an E, which is Amy Beth McNulty. I just think she really looks like how I would envision Anne to look. I know there's been some other, especially I think it was the 80s, that adaptation. I haven't really watched too many adaptations of it. I strictly was a book person till Anne with an E, which I've only seen 3 episodes of it because I was watching it with someone and then they got busy and I feel bad watching the rest of it without them. But yeah, I really liked it, and I really did enjoy the modernization of it. I think just because that's one of the series that I'm protective over, and everybody has the one they're like, don't change a thing. Whereas me, like, I'm fine with them changing things, but I'd rather that they change enough that it's its own kind of separate deal. Like, it's still Anne of Green Gables, it's just kind of its own interpretation, which I feel like Anne with an E really accomplished. Like, it's still Anne Shirley, we still get all of those characters that we love, but it's really genuinely its own thing as well. It stands up on its own 2 feet without the original source material. So yeah, I decided to just go ahead and remake her. Although last night I finally watched Stranger Things, and Amy Beth McNulty is briefly in that series, and nobody told me. Not a single person told me that Anne of Green Gables is basically in Stranger Things. How dare all of you? How dare you? I sent some very heated message to people that didn't even really know what Anne with an E was, and I did not care. I was like, I know you watched this show. How come you didn't tell me about this? And they're like, I don't even know who that is. I don't even know that character had a name. And I'm like, I don't care. How dare you? Oh, I'm in a silly mood today. Which apparently I'm not alone, because Judy Dog is also in a very silly mood. She keeps bringing her rope, but dropping it in the doorway and then coming up to me and wanting to play catch, but like she will not bring me the rope. She just wants me to know that she wants to have the rope thrown, but if I try to go get the rope, she will take the rope and run away. And so that's the day we're having today. I don't think she likes that I'm sleeping this much, but newsflash, I don't like it either. I really don't like having to go through this, and one of the medications they gave me was just like Flonase, which I always have a poor response to it. I don't know why, but just like I feel like I get migraines from it, so I haven't been happy about that, but I've just been preemptively taking Imitrex and just rolling with it. Honestly, I don't know how I survived without Imitrex. If you have migraines and you are not on medication for it, Imitrex is amazing. I'm not a doctor, I'm clearly not sponsored, this is just personal opinion. Came out about, I think it was like 16 when it first came out. Life-changing. Life-changing. Although in retrospect, half the migraines that I had at the time were not real migraines, but sinus problems, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. I can do things now, which really didn't get to do much. I missed so much school growing up, because they're just like, well, we know that you feel awful, but you have to be here because we said so. I never really understood that. I feel like if your grades are solid, like, the whole truancy thing, it's just ridiculous, and it punishes kids who do have chronic illnesses, especially if they haven't been figured out yet, because doctors decide, oh, you're 13, there's nothing wrong with you, you can't be in pain. when, spoiler alert, you can be. Yeah, I don't get it. I know that's probably a very American thing that we have that. I don't know about other countries, but it's really frustrating. Like, they suggested just homeschooling me, and I was like, why? I still have all A's, and I'm missing half, the school year. I mean, I'm not quite that much, like 20% of the school year, and I was still doing fine, which says something about the education system, but Anyways, we're gonna jump real quick here because I took forever to find braids that I liked, and I struggled in the outfit, but I went with this one. So if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like, and I will see you in the next one.